It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios. A very happy Monday to you.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. I am your co-host, Mark Daniels. Thank you for joining us dead early on this marvelous Monday.
Indeed, we're happy that you're with us. We hope that you had a wonderful weekend, that you're looking forward to a great week ahead. Mark, the weeks are winding down and the kiddies are getting ready to go back to school. I think some schools start as early as next week. And so, yeah, this is the end of summer drawing nigh.
It's very bittersweet. I've enjoyed the later mornings, not having to get the kids ready and go and fight traffic and packing lunches and all of that. But hey, it's a part of the cycle because I looked at my children the other day, laying around, sucking down juice, playing tablets, just laying off an AC. I'm like, man, y'all living the life, but it's time to go back to school. So.
Indeed. I think one of the advertisements on the radio right now is playing the most wonderful time of the year, of course, which is a Christmas song. But the voiceover is talking about it being the best time for parents because they're so exhausted with these kids being home, going in the fridge, doing all of the things that kids do. But certainly we are going to miss the lighter traffic loads. That is always just the highlight of summer for me, right? The ability to get from one side of this island to the next in almost a reasonable time.
Exactly. And I think the kids, they're probably getting a little antsy now. They're ready to see their friends. They're ready to go into the next grade, meet their new teacher. So I think the children are probably ready. Oh, no, probably not.
Well, it depends. Ready or not, here it comes. This is certainly, I can't believe it, the second week in August, and time is flying, going by. And of course, we get to record these days because we get to bring you such marvelous shows, and today is no different. We're going to be hearing from David Strachan and Jayde Knowles about the Digi Innovative Projects Grant Program. Woo! Digi Innovative Projects Grant Program. But anything that has a grant, and it sounds pretty good to me, so I'm looking forward to learning more. We're also going to be talking about Coding Bahamas Future. They're going to be talking to us about their brand new initiative.
Looking forward to those segments, Star. We're also going to be talking to Nychol Woods about the Dream North Foundation, which is coming to Nassau. And we're also going to discuss finding the right fit in schooling with Gillian Thompson. But before we get to those segments, we're going to check in first with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, mid to upper level disturbance moving westward away from the extreme northwest Bahamas, Grand Bahamas, and Bimini, but will trigger off a few showers, isolated thunderstorms across those islands later today. High pressure builds as the Paloma-Saharan dust moves across the islands. That will bring about drier and stable conditions over the remainder of the week. Today, mix of sun and clouds, hot and humid, with a few showers or possible isolated thunderstorms across the Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini area. High temperature 90 degrees Fahrenheit, heat index 101. Tonight, partly cloudy, warm and muggy. Again, a few showers or thunderstorms across the extreme northwest Bahamas. The low temperature going down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 89 and 79. In Jamaica, 88 and 78. In Trinidad, 87 and 79. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 79. Across North America, Atlanta, 85 and 72. In Raleigh, 89 and 73. In Miami, 90 and 80. Dallas, Texas, 99 and 81. and Florida, Canada, 75 and 68. As you go to the next 5 days, high pressure and Saharan dust will be the dominant feature. So therefore, you're going to have some dry but quiet conditions throughout the week. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid, with a chance of an afternoon shower thunderstorm popping up. So temperature daytime be around the 90-degree mark. At nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you up in your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Digi Innovative Projects aims to encourage, promote, and reward ideas for information and communication technology, ICT, projects that will provide or improve levels of innovation in the public sector. Here to tell us more, we are so happy to welcome David Strachan. He's the project manager for the Digital Transformation Unit. He's joined today by our good friend Jayde Knowles, who's the project lead with the Digital Transformation Unit. Jayde, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. David, welcome for the very first time. I'm sure it won't be the last. It's great to have you both with us.
Good morning, and indeed.
Yes. All right. Well, welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. This is such a great opportunity for us to learn more about what's been happening in this space. The first thing I want to find out is, are you able to tell us about the Digi Innovative Projects Initiative?
Sure. So what the government wanted to introduce to the country now is any way that we can improve our everyday living. And we say it like that is because we have to deal with our government agencies all the time. We have to drive our roads. We have to deal with the public sector. And so many times we want to think, listen, if only we could do this, that would make this process so much smoother. And now the government is giving everybody that opportunity. Can you come up with an innovative way, any kind of way that is technology based to improve any type of sector that you feel it affects? So that's the Ministry of Education, that could be Ministry of Works, that could be Ministry of Finance, anything that you think, if I could make this just a little bit better, if I introduce this idea, so now the government is paying you for your idea to make everyday living better. That's the simplest way I think I can put it.
And Jayde, that's brilliant. Certainly it allows for what I guess government should be, right? Which is this collaboration between those of us that live here and our citizens here and our residents here and the people that we've elected to execute our vision and our goal. And so it allows us to really be involved in this, right? And so now people can just stop talking at McDonald's or talking by the fry and actually call somebody and say, this is my idea, this is how it works. David, could you give us some more info? Jayde, I think, just gave us a great synopsis of what it is, but are there specific goals or aims of this Digital Transformation Unit? Or Jayde, if you have those for us as well.
But I would before I punt back to Jayde, I will add there, you made a very good point that so many of us have been armchair quarterbacks when it comes to government, and we sit back on the sideline and complain. And as Jayde noted, this is an opportunity to receive grant funding to incubate your idea and advance it for whether it's a specific ministry or agency or department of government, but also it could be on a national level or an international level as well.
All right, excellent. Yeah. And how did this sort of program come about?
Well, it's been in process for about the past couple months, but from last November, the Ministry of Economic Affairs just decided that, the Digital Transformation Unit itself, we're under a particular, how do you call it, David? We're under IDB, right? So it's a special program that was introduced, and they just want us to implement it. So when the Ministry of Economic Affairs came involved in it, they were like, listen, we got to get this going. We need to find a way to initiate our people, how do we get them involved and want them to be involved? And this is how it's been pushed, hey, let's just find a way to put it together, make it make sense, and let's move forward.
Yeah, I love that.
Adding to that, it's so with our collaborators with the Inter-American Development Bank, the administration has undertaken a loan facility to advance digital transformation in country. And part of those subcomponents, and in keeping with the blueprint for change under this current administration and pushing the digital revolution, the concept of how do we now provide this incubator, think tank. You want Silicon Valley type concept where the administration wants to advance and push digital transformation, as Jayde noted, get the citizenry involved and make this a reality as quickly and as fast as possible.
I love that. And I hear you talk about, the IDB, who have been an awesome driving force in the nation for many years on various projects and partnerships. But are there any other companies involved in this initiative? Any other partnerships that are currently happening?
Yes. So we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. So we did ask to collaborate with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center and also the Bahamas Development Bank, because they're both pioneers when it comes to giving out grants or helping young persons with their their business plans and how to, initiate, how to move forward with business. And with this, although we're asking for individuals to give their ideas, we're also helping them create a business. Because whatever it is that you are doing, you have to include a business plan, a project plan, an executive summary. We want to bring this out of you. So yes, we want your idea, but we also want to promote, how do I become an entrepreneur? How do I advance this? How do I stay involved with it? How do I collaborate with the government? We want you to think outside the box collectively. So yes, Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center and the Bahamas Development Bank have all partnered with us to make sure this initiative goes forward.
That's excellent. And David, how important do you think initiatives like this are for the country, for individuals living here? Why is this the time for this to happen?
The time for it to happen is now. As I mentioned, digital transformation, digital revolution. We have to just get off the sidelines and start participating. We have to just get off the sidelines and start participating and being a part of the solution and change, and not just complaining and blaming the elected members of parliament and the officials who are 38 men and women. I say can't just run the country alone. But with that being said, I wanted to add something else. With Ministry of Economic Affairs, we have our DTAT agencies within government, all of our collaborators, all of our partners. We want to make sure we can put our best feet forward as a nation, so we can realize this change in transformation and in the ICT or information communication technology space.
All right. So we talked a lot about how important it is for everybody to get involved. So now, Jayde, I want to talk to them about how that can actually happen. Who is eligible for participation and what are the requirements for submission?
You want to know the fun part about this? Once you're Bahamian. Oh, wow. Everyone is eligible. Yes, if you're under the age of 18, if you're over the age of 80, you are eligible to apply for this. And you can apply right on the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center's page. Once you go to the main page, you have to look for the tabs at the top, look for programs. When you click programs, a drop box will come and then you see the Digi Innovative projects, and that is how you apply. And the requirements are very simple. Again, you must have at least 2 or more partners. You obviously must apply through the page. You have to include a business plan. You have to include a project plan. You have to include an executive summary. The idea has to be ICT based, and it has to be innovative. And lastly, but not least, it has to affect a public sector. So whatever it is that you have to be able to explain, listen, if you apply this to this particular ministry, this will either save them money, this will help make them money, this will help improve the environment. It has to improve something or touch base with anything that deals with the public sector. And that's it.
I'm really excited about this. I really, really am. I'm hopeful that people paying attention will go right now to the Small Business Development Center page, download all this information so they can get started, because there's so much brilliance all around us and so much side conversations that never seem to reach the right ears. Or maybe, our government agencies are full. They're busy. There's so much happening all the time. So it's great that this particular unit is dedicated to making this happen. And for you, David, do you have any personal expectations for the program? Like, how many people do you hope will apply? How many people do you expect? What are your hopes as you guys, you and Jayde and your team continue to work on executing this vision?
Great question. And if any indication we've had last week when we did our first workshop, and it was coming just after the launch of the first press release, we had almost up to 200 persons that joined the live workshop. Excited, it's growing, and the momentum has been building. So we're excited that with that number of persons and persons who are on shared devices, so we could have exceeded easily 200 persons who had initial interest. And as the word get out, as we are here with you on Bahamas at Sunrise, we're looking to continue growing. If any indication that we've had in the past with some of our other services and projects that we've launched, we've had thousands of persons applying for, if we look at the Ministry of Housing, one of our other government agencies and collaborators, we've had over 1,500 persons applying for government housing application. We've had thousands of persons applying for on My Gateway for the police character reference, 43,000 applications to date. So we know with this particular initiative, groundbreaking, grant funding specific to ICT, all of our young entrepreneurs in country, out of country, like as Jayde said, is not age specific. So all you need to do is be a Bahamian with an idea and filling out the required application, and you should be considered with the committee for selection.
Awesome. All right. Well, Jayde, I already checked it out as you guys were talking to me. I went over to accessaccelerated.org. Just like you said, it is there under programs, so people can go ahead and go there. Is there anything else that they should do, Jayde? Like a number where they can maybe call, or you guys mentioned that you had a webinar last week. Can they follow My Gateway or the Digital Transformation Unit anywhere? How can they stay connected to your unit and the work that you're doing?
Well, the only source that we have right now is our email, which is d2media@bahamas.gov.bs. They can send all questions there, and along with that, when their email gets generated in, what our comms team does is they keep the email. So anything that we do, like if another workshop is coming up, they'll send them an email, send them an invite. But before we do go, I know the one thing that everybody is asking about is how much, because nobody does anything for free. So before we have to go, let me quickly just say the government has put aside almost $1 million for this initiative. So we're going to be exact, it's $900,000 to be shared amongst whoever our successful candidates are. So if we have 10, that means it's up to $90,000 per person. But it's up to you to apply to state what exactly is this money going to be used for. We're just not giving away free money. You have to tell us, what is this money going to be used for? And then obviously we have a guideline on what it can be used for. They can't come and, pay their own bills. Don't try to pay your mortgage and your car note and your school fee off of this money. No, it doesn't work like that. It will be legal repercussions if you decide to do that. But that is it. You have up to $90,000 of grant money that's being given to you just to develop your amazing idea. And I'm sure we're going to get some really great ones.
I'm sure you will. Just one last question, because we do have to go. Is there a cutoff time? Like, does this program only run until November, or is there a time frame that people are working with in order to make sure that they get these applications in?
Yes, so we went live, on Friday past, and your deadline is September 7th at 11:59 p.m. Once that time is passed, we will not be accepting any more applications. So you have this entire month to just put it all together. And of course, you can reach out to SBDC to assist if you need help with your business plan or anything like that. They also have a rubric on their page if you need guidelines. But yes, September 7th is your last date to apply.
Excellent. Well, this has been a real pleasure for me. I really am starting my day off in a great way, speaking with you both, learning so much about this program and all that the Digital Transformation Unit is doing. Congratulations to you and your team for getting this started. And we're looking forward to hearing you come back after September to, announce the winners and talk to us about what we can expect next. But thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, we've been talking with our good friend Jayde Knowles, back again, and then so happy to welcome for the first time David Strachan. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hello, summer. Escape into summer when you fuel up with Shell. Every time you purchase $20 gas, you're entered to win your share of over $50,000 in cash prizes and fantastic trips, including a staycation at Grand Island Exuma, a shopping spree in Miami, and a 4-day trip to Las Vegas to see John Legend live. To enter, fuel up at Shell with $20. Go to winwithshellbahamas.com and let the fun begin. Say hello summer with Shell today. Conditions apply. Hello summer.
Wouldn't it be satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands. Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today. Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches. Or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back. Dream North Foundation is a new organization that supplies programs for at-risk women and children, including rehab assistance, group homes, and societal preparation and placement. Founder and President Nychol Woods is here to tell us more about this exciting initiative. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Nychol, thank you for joining us dead early. So excited to have you here talking about the wonderful things that the Dream North Foundation is doing. So tell us a little bit about your foundation.
So Dream North Foundation, I've actually been doing this work for about 6 years through my company, Dream North Entertainment in Los Angeles, California. So ultimately, we uplift at-risk, diverse communities. My passion has always been entrepreneurship. So that would be grant writing and business plans, doing whatever I can to help businesses thrive, but businesses who had a passion for the community. So Dream North Foundation was established just last year, 2021. And I wrote a book, Forgotten Baby. Forgotten Baby is about a young girl who grows up in the foster care system. And pretty much it just turned into these beautiful, magical events. So I started creating these literary arts programs based around this book. And it's just really blossomed. We've gotten various partners like Comfort Cases. Our last event in May was at the Los Angeles Police Museum, and we just invite people out, invite the kids out, and we just make it a fun, free community day. So that's ultimately what it's all about. It's just about promoting the literary arts in our communities.
That's wonderful. I just love how it grew organically, and you had the book that took off. And it's all about family, bringing together families in a fun environment, a safe environment, building the community. So tell us a little bit about the work that you were doing in the Bahamas.
So I just got to the Bahamas yesterday. We're so excited. I have about 20 of my friends and families who are coming from the United States who's going to help me with my event on August 11th at Atlantis. So Atlantis was so gracious. They loved the idea of the event. They were so gracious to provide us with a venue. Initially, because of COVID, it was just going to be adults. The kids weren't going to even be able to come. So now that because COVID is getting a little bit better, and I think some of the bans and regulations have kind of diminished here, we are able to bring 50 kids from 8 children's homes throughout Bahamas to the event on August 11th on Thursday. So again, it's just a fun-filled day. It's going to be food, awards, free gifts. We have this activity called the Potted Lily Station. So in our book, the theme flower is a lily. So basically the kids get to paint and then they get to take home a plant. So we're just teaching them about sustainability and gardening. And then we also acknowledge that gardening promotes mental health. And these children, they need those type of fun activities, so it's just they're gonna have face painting. I'm trying to think of everything they're gonna have. There's gonna be live entertainment. It's just a fun day, and we're so honored. So many different constituents from the Bahamas are going to attend. Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Education, the the First Lady is attending and she's going to speak to the kids. So we're just really excited for this opportunity to partner with the community of the Bahamas and to uplift 8 children's homes as well as Women United.
So many good things you said there. I got all the good feels this morning. The children, at-risk women, fun. You know, I know they're gonna have such a great time. I'm so happy that you put the time and energy into pulling this event off at Atlantis this week. Tell us a little bit about the story time with Dream North and Friends. So that's the event that you're having this week at Atlantis. You want to give us a little more information?
Yes, so Storytime with Dream North and Friends, again, it's based around our book, Forgotten Baby. So I will do a book reading at the event. Just kind of talk to the kids a little bit about, you can follow your dreams, you can do whatever you want, you know, no matter where you come from, no matter what your circumstances are. And also just reminding them that they are loved, they are thought about. That's why we're here, you know? So Storytime with Dream North and Friends, it promotes literary arts. So each child would receive a book along with a gift bag that has, you know, a blanket, pajamas, just different toys, stuffed animal, but just letting them know that literature and reading and being creative, it opens up your mind. And, you know, that's just what we want to encourage them to do, is to dream big.
Yes. I love that. You know, nowadays it's so easy now for a child to pick up a tablet and have instant access to the world, right? YouTube and all these other platforms, social media platforms. But, you know, my childhood, I remember the books I read, and you read the words and you create your own image. It allows your imagination to run wild. You can smell, you can feel. And some of those feelings still stick with me to this day, some of the books I read as a child. So I'm all in with you 100% on the importance of literature and children, and so glad that that's a main feature of this event. Talking again about your books, tell me a little bit more about Forgotten Baby, because that sounds interesting.
Yes, so Forgotten Baby, it's all actually kind of a coincidence that my life turned out this way. So I actually have a daughter that I've had for 6 years now, who is a former foster child. But I actually started writing the book before I met her. So I think that, you know, just the foster, I've had it's just been very dear to my heart. Children who don't have families, you know, that's just I've had a family my entire life. I've known what it has felt like to wake up and know that my mother was going to take me to school, or to be able to go to Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner and enjoy all of my family members. I've always had that experience. So just to think about a child who doesn't have that, who doesn't know if they're going to go back to their family, who, you know, it's always just been something that was in me. And I've been doing outreach work since I was 14 years old with my church and with my family. So I think it's just something that's just been inspired in me to shed light on these children who are forgotten. And the reality is that they are not forgotten. There really are many of us who think about them and who want to help them. It's just not always easy to help them, because many of them are connected to the government, right? They're in the system, and there's so many hurdles that you have to jump through. So I think with the book Forgotten Baby, it is an illustrated children's book. It's fun, it's colorful, lots of color. It's for ages 8 and up, but adults have called me saying they cried from reading the book. And these are adults that don't have foster children themselves. I think it's a good book for the family, but again, it is for a child. It's for 8 and up.
Wow. That, man, Nychol, you're hitting all the feels this morning. You started talking about the forgotten children, and man, I started to feel it well up in my chest. And no child should have to go through that. So happy that your organization and others like you are helping to bridge that gap. So speaking about some of the ladies or the women that's going to be attending your event, you're going to be giving away a wedding package to some lucky ladies. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so we are so extremely humbled and excited to announce that we will be partnering with the Bahamas Bridal Association. We will make the official announcement on August 11th, and the official announcement of the actual contest will be made on September 4th at the Bahamas Bridal Trade Show here in Nassau. It will be made by Cindy Knowles, the president of the Bahamas Bridal Association. So me and my fiance, the plan was for us it started with us doing the event. And I'm like, well, we're going to the Bahamas. Let's just get married because we're already engaged. I completely I just underestimated how hard it would be to plan 2 events in a different country in the summer. I underestimated, and it was just too much. And we just decided that let's focus on the event and let's still shed light on a wedding, or, just a woman who may not, have had that experience. So the concept is a victimized woman transitioning from rough times to love times. So we want to give a woman who, it doesn't matter, she could have been through homelessness, domestic violence, anything that may have been a hard story for her. She'll have an opportunity to apply and tell her story. And we'll probably do a voting scenario between the Bahamas and the United States. The woman has to come from either country, and pretty much we give her a dream wedding. So everyone is coming together, and it's going to be done here at Atlantis. So we're just really excited. We think, and I'm going to donate a couture gown to her for her wedding. So we're just really excited about the idea, and it will take place next summer.
That is so awesome, man. You're ticking all the boxes, like I said earlier, Nychol. Before we go, tell our viewers how they can find out more about the Dream North Foundation.
So Dream North Foundation, we are at www.dreamnorthfoundation.org. We are also on Instagram, Dream North Foundation. And that's really the best place for you to learn everything about us. We have an upcoming, after this event here, again, I will be visiting the libraries here. We're going to get our book placed in the Bahamas library. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to visit a few women's shelters. So I'll be here for about a week or 10 days. So if anyone wants to reach out, I definitely encourage them, reach out while I'm here in the Bahamas. I would love to maybe try to say hello to them at one of the libraries. But outside of that, yes, reach out to me on our website or on our Instagram. And we have an upcoming event in Oregon this month on August 26th. And then we have one in Las Vegas on December 10th. So if anyone is ever in the United States, come say hello to us.
Awesome. We'd just like to thank you so much, Nychol Woods, for being on the show this morning, founder and president of the Dream North Foundation, doing wonderful things for at-risk women and children, taking over Atlantis on August 11th, doing lots of fun things for the family, book reading, food, games, wedding giveaways happening in the future. So we just love what you're doing. Thank you for bringing it to our Bahamian shores, and thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful.
Yes. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
This segment is brought to you by RBC Visa Classic Credit Card. Enjoy all of life's moments with RBC Visa Classic.
Back to Bahamas at sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday. I'm Anastasia Palacios. Thanks for staying with us.
And I'm Mark Daniels, jumping in on Star's sentence saying, thank you for joining us at the mid-show. Well, sticking with us until the mid-show.
Indeed, indeed. Well, it's been a great morning, Mark. I think we've had some dynamic conversations. I love that conversation you had just now, and just how hard for those young people that are in desperate need of homes.
Yeah, what I think, spoke to me most was just the community spirit. It seemed like, she is coming from the United States. She built up this foundation unexpectedly out of her love and passion for the forgotten children in the system. And that has now spilled over onto our shores. And it just speaks volumes to when you have a calling and it's in your heart and you're meant to do it, follow that, because you never know what it's going to lead to. She probably never thought that when she first wrote her book that she would be in the Bahamas taking 50 kids from 8 foster homes or from 8 programs to have a wonderful time with them and give them lifelong memories. So kudos to her, shout out to her. She was all in my feels when I was feeling it, and she's talking about the forgotten children. And no child should grow up without a family, and that's the importance of the village. And it doesn't always have to be somebody that's in the system officially. It can be somebody that's a neighbor, a family, a friend that needs help. And if you're able to help, extend a hand, because we all need each other.
Indeed, indeed. So well said, Mark, and certainly a great conversation. Learning also about the Digital Transformation Unit and this new initiative they're doing to give grant funding to people to bring technology into government specifically. So a great conversation so far. And we got more to come in the second half. I'm going to be talking with Ryan Austin and Chelsea Smith about their brand new initiative, Coding Bahamas Future.
Loving all this digital and tech talk this morning. And we're also going to be talking with Gillian Thompson, and she'll be joining us to discuss finding the right fit in schooling. Looking forward to that segment. But before we get there, let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, our tropical weather outlook this morning, a tropical wave just off the west coast of Africa has a medium or 40% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days as it tracks westward across the far eastern Atlantic. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, mid to upper level disturbance moving westward away from the extreme northwest Bahamas as Grand Bahama go Bimini, but will trigger off a few showers or isolated thunderstorms across these islands. High pressure builds, Pulo Sahara just moves across the islands, so we're looking for drier and more stable conditions over the remainder of the week. In your marine forecast, winds today east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet of northwest and central Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots seas 4 to 7 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds continue east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots seas 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots seas 4 to 7 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Wednesday, those winds continue east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots seas 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots seas 4 to 7 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 10:46 this morning. Next high tide will be at 5:22 this evening. Low again tonight at 11:55. Sunset will be at 7:49 this evening. Rising tomorrow morning at 6:40. UV index 9. Your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase for this quarter. Your extended look. High pressure. Saharan dust will be the dominant beast across the islands. And so you can look for lots of sunshine, hot and humid, but it would not rule out a shower thunderstorm popping up by afternoon. Those temperature daytime be around the 90-degree mark. At nighttime, in the upper 70s. That's what you're wrapping up for. Look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
This segment is brought to you by RBC Visa Classic Credit Card. Enjoy all of life's moments with RBC Visa Classic.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. Coding Bahamas Future is a new not-for-profit initiative that aims to promote technology, coding literacy in the Bahamas' public education system at the primary and high school levels. Here to tell us more, we're so happy to welcome Ryan Austin, who's the CBF Executive Director and founder for Bytes Bahamas, and Chelsea Smith, who we know well from Kids Code 242. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, both of you.
Hey, good morning, Star. Thank you for having us.
I am so happy to have you, Ryan. So good to see you here. We've met Chelsea, I think, maybe a year or two ago. We're so impressed and blown away by her. And Ryan, of course, you've been doing so much in the entrepreneurship landscape for many years. So I'm just happy that we're here to talk about this and to learn more about what you guys are offering our young people. So the first question I have is, what is coding and why is it important for us to get our young people interested or involved in coding?
Well, from a very specific definition, coding is just the activity of writing computer programs. But from a more philosophical approach, and the approach I prefer to take is that coding is leverage. It is creating the game you want or the app you want. It is just learning to automate service all around the world and design the life you want.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to look at it. I've heard some people in Silicon Valley in particular looking for coders, and you know, the annual salary could really blow some people's minds in terms
exactly.
of what they can actually do. And so tell us a little about CBF specifically, which of course is Coding Bahamas Future. When and why was it founded?
So we had a vision sometime early in January, just a group of concerned citizens and friends and supporters who, you know, we thought to ourselves, okay, what can we do that's big and impactful enough? We thought about, okay, let's code, let's teach kids to code, but there's a lot of organizations doing that. For example, Chelsea being a fine example of it. And so, but it was near and dear to my heart from my work in this field for a while. I was going to different classrooms and teaching computer science, and I realized that, whoa, this is where the most impact is being had, right, in our education system inside the schools. And so we need to teach the teachers how to teach coding. And so around January this year, we thought, okay, can we deliver a summer program where we teach teachers how to code? It was a quick ride. It was a fluid one, and it all came together so well. So, yeah.
That's excellent. Well, congratulations to you and your team to go from January to June, which is really only 6 months.
Yeah.
That program together is phenomenal. You know, Chelsea, you know, Ryan mentioned right away that he knew about your program where you were teaching kids to code. So I want to congratulate you again on just being so phenomenal as a young person and getting that program started. But how did Kids Code 242 get on board with CBF?
Well, I would say we got on board in many different ways. Just recently, when they did have their summer program, I shared my knowledge with the teachers and sort of gave them my insight and my view on it as a student and a learner and a coder and a teacher. So yeah, that was really great. And then just for the future, I definitely think we have big things planned in terms of Kids Code 242 and CBF. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. What has the response been like for you to Kids Code 4.2? How have people been, responding to that since it's been established?
Well, just seeing in my eyes the importance of technology nowadays, I think we've had a great response to Kids Code 242 from the amount of people we got signed up at first to just like the amount of activity we've been having. Right now, actually, since this is the second year anniversary of Kids Code 242, we're actually having an August challenge where if you go to www.kidscode242.com, you can actually sign up to join. And that's from kids ages about 8 to, I would say, 16, 17, around that. And what we're doing is we're allowing them to have self-paced courses that they can go through. And then the top 20 students on August 20th, 21st, around that time, we're going to be having a little party at Fusion, a movie day, and then give out prizes.
That's excellent. And Chelsea, just because I need people to know, how old are you again?
I am 13 years old.
I love it. I love it, Ryan. I just have to highlight that because I just want any of the young people watching our show to know that you can be any age and still make a difference. And so I just love this collaboration between you, Ryan, and Chelsea, because it also shows how great partnerships can work at any age. And so this is really exciting. Chelsea mentioned that at the end of her August challenge, the kids will go to Fusion and they're going to have a great time there. But CBF, that summer pilot program that you talked about, was also hosted at Fusion. What was that like? What was the teachers' responses to everything that you taught and to hearing Chelsea? Kind of talk to us about that, Ryan.
So it was hosted at Fusion, sponsored by FTX. And so we're so thankful for those sponsors and supporters. And we had a phenomenal response. Over 70 teachers learning about teaching coding in their classrooms. This group was so fired up. It was amazing. Some of them came in with little to no skill at all in terms of teaching coding, or they hadn't coded since or learned anything about coding since college. And so even though the Ministry of Education had this on the curriculum, there wasn't any necessarily any training within the schools to actually be able to deliver that particular portion. And so we saw that, and so what we sought to do is to give teachers a foundation using code.org, give teachers a resource, and it just blew their minds. And so the responses were anywhere from I can't wait to deploy this across my classroom to I can't wait to learn more myself, and all summer I'm going to be coding. And these are teachers. And so, we tend to think that sometimes things could be a little boring, a little stagnant, but no, when we put the interest into the teachers, we've seen that they are ready to continue learning, continue advancing their careers. And so, yeah, that's, and also for Chelsea, let's not forget, Chelsea started at the age of 11 with this. So it's been 2 years, and her coming in every Friday and sharing her knowledge with the teachers was also a phenomenal experience, because there was at some point in her presentation every Friday, this has been for 3 weeks, that the teachers, it really clicked, and they just started asking her questions. They wouldn't let her leave. What did you learn? Okay, how did you keep your students engaged? These sorts of things. And Chelsea's answers were just always so spot on, based on experience, and she was able to give it to them from her perspective as a student and both as a teacher, and that was engaging and really inspiring to see.
And legit, I'm tearing up, because that's so cool, Chelsea, that you at 13 get to teach your teachers, right? Like that's just so phenomenal for me. How can we reach CBF, Ryan? And, what kind of plans do you have for the rest of the year? If people can get involved, whether that's as a sponsor, as a teacher who wants to learn more, talk to us about how they can stay connected to you.
Thank you. So our website and social medias are launching soon. You can reach out to us via info@CBF codingbahamasfuture.org. That's info@codingbahamasfuture.org. But our future plans, so for the rest of the year, we are continuing to teach other teachers that are interested in the program and signing up now. So we encourage you to reach out to our email address, because you get an auto email back with a form to complete if you're interested. And we are going to really hit the nation hard in around about October, November, because we will be participating as a nation with our newly trained teachers in an hour of code activity. And so you're going to see it all. I mean, I know you have a young one. She's going to be impacted. The entire Bahamas. Chelsea's going to help us out with that because she has a wide reach with her students and her kids, and the kids that are in our program. And so that's coming up. And we also have a few sponsors for hackathons coming up this year because we want to keep the teachers engaged. And so now that we've trained them, we're going to say to them, hey, listen, we trained you in this skill. Now you get to now train your students and bring a team to this hackathon. We have some exciting partners lined up for those hackathons. And lastly, about sponsorship. If sponsors want to reach out to us, it really just shows it's kind of signals, showing that you also believe in this and you believe and you see the energy around technology in the country and you want to be a part of that. And you understand that training the youth and training the students and training the teachers is a critical part of it. And so reach out to us via info@codingbahamasfuture.org to get involved.
info@codingbahamasfuture.org. That, of course, is if you want to reach out to Coding Bahamas Future. If you're a teacher, you want to learn more, a sponsor, you're excited about this, please get involved with this. Coding is now. It's not even the future, right? This is what we need to do now to make sure our kids are equipped when they get out of school. Chelsea, one more time, because I know your August challenge is starting right about now. Could you give us the website so that people can get involved with that if they are a kid between 11 and 18?
Mm-hmm. So the website is www.kidscode242.com.
Okay, excellent. Well, I want to thank you both for joining us this morning. We've been talking with Chelsea Smith, 13-year-old whiz kid, I call her, founder of Kids Code 242, who actually was teaching teachers this year, everyone, as a result of the work that Ryan Austin and his foundation have been doing. So grateful to see you both. So happy that you are working to impact our young people and the teachers that teach them. Congratulations to you all for a successful summer. Looking forward to many great things to come from Coding Bahamas Future. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Star.
Thank you.
Bye, Chelsea.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hello, summer. Escape into summer when you fuel up with Shell. Every time you purchase $20 gas, you're entered to win your share of over $50,000 in cash prizes and fantastic trips, including a staycation at Grand Island Exuma, a shopping spree in Miami, and a 4-day trip to Las Vegas to see John Legend live. To enter, fuel up at Shell with $20. Go to winwithshellbahamas.com and let the fun begin. Say hello summer with Shell today. Conditions apply. Hello summer.
One thing, two things, blue thing, whole things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. Schools across the country will reopen for the 2022-2023 school year by the end of this month. But how do you know if a particular school is right for your children or your child? Gillian Thompson, principal of Trinity Christian Schools, is speaking with us about this topic. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure having you on the show, having Trinity Christian Schools on the show, and just talking about schooling and children in general, because it's that time of year. So tell us, what do you describe as the right fit, and how can you ensure that your child's schools meets this criteria?
Well, Mr. Daniels, the right fit is actually based, in my opinion, on what you value. So the parents' core values will determine what the right fit for their child is. And that is also considering your child's individual, God-given, unique personality and nature. And of course, a parent's hopes and dreams for their child. All of those things will enable the parent to determine what the right fit actually is. And you might want to even consider your child's interests. Is your child a sports-minded child? Does your child enjoy science and technology? What kind of school environment are you looking for that will enable your child to really thrive? Because the ultimate goal for education will be to help to prepare our children for lifelong success. And we really want our children to be able to have a thriving early foundation in terms of their education.
So you probably mentioned a few of them just then, but what are the direct benefits of finding a school that's the right fit for your child?
Well, according to research, one of the main benefits is to really help learning to take place. So for instance, if your child is in an environment where they feel valued, where they feel seen, where they feel connected to their teachers, learning is really going to take place. And for some children, that may be in an environment that is a large school environment where they have an opportunity to be involved in many different things. For others, it will require a smaller environment where they can have a more intimate setting with their teachers and really have more of a personalized connection.
So what advice would you give to parents who are kind of stuck in between to figure out whether or not this school that their child attends or is about to attend is the right fit?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say the first thing is to really decide what are your hopes and dreams for your child? What is it that you really want for your child in light of this changing modern world? I would say that parents should prayerfully consider their child's uniqueness and also make a list of what those values are, what your hopes and dreams are for your child. And then talk to other parents, get feedback from parents who've been to other schools, whose children are currently thriving where they are, and do your research. I always advise people to make sure that they visit the campus. It's important to really get a feel for what the campus is like and ask questions. Use the feedback, but then ultimately filter all of that through what your personal desires are for your child. You know your child best, and you will have to make your decision based on what you know your child really needs. You want an institution that's actually student-centered. You want to look for a school that actually, no matter how small or large it is, you want a school that's really intuitive to how children learn. You also want a school that's trying to stay current with today's technologies, as well as the needs for the 21st century, because we're actually preparing our children for a future in a changing world. So we need to make sure that that institution, wherever they are, is growing and also adapting while maintaining that focus on how children actually learn.
So you mentioned something I want to just dig into a little bit. Small school versus a large school. I know we normally think about that when it's time to go to college and you're thinking about large universities versus, let's say, a small community college. But considering the same thing for high school or primary school, what's the benefits of a small school versus a large school?
I think that there are some real benefits that actually, I think that a smaller school, like for instance, Trinity Christian Schools, will provide your child with a more intimate, more personalized learning experience. And I think COVID-19 has sort of enabled those smaller schools to actually meet the needs of parents who are really looking for a more safe, a smaller, more intimate, more secure environment as opposed to a larger school setting. However, a larger school setting will most likely offer more amenities. If you're looking for more opportunities for your child to be involved, more personnel, more, I guess, greater facilities, then possibly a larger school setting would be more appropriate. But a larger school setting can also offer that personalized experience based on the school's philosophy. I think it really depends ultimately on the school's personal philosophy.
I agree with you 100%. I can see where both, small and large schools would have advantages and disadvantages, but that's all based on, as you said, what the what the parent wants with the child and what
Yes.
your child's likened towards, if I'm going to say that. What is it they
Yes.
like? What direction they're going to be heading? So if you're currently in a school that doesn't meet these requirements or this criteria, what advice would you give to parents to express these concerns or to, I guess, pivot?
I think the greatest advice that I can give to parents this morning would be to really remain in close communication with the school administrators and the teachers. That's the best thing you can do, to realize that actually it's really a partnership. And that partnership has to be a strong partnership with open communication. Share your hopes and dreams with your child's teachers and administrators, and then continue to monitor the progress. Monitor your child's overall well-being, and make sure that you're really keeping track of their progress, to just continue to guide the whole process and make sure your child is thriving.
Yes, that definitely makes sense. There's to be a constant loop of communication. Everyone's involved. It's not just the teachers, it's the parents, it's the admin staff, it's the other students in the class.
Absolutely.
But you mentioned, yes.
And you might even have to supplement. If your child's school is currently not offering everything that you need on your list, you might need to supplement. That's what parents most likely will have to do, because no school is actually going to be a perfect school. And you want to make sure that you are supplementing in areas where you can. For instance, if the school doesn't offer a vibrant sports program, or if they're working their way towards that, you may want to sign your child up for an after-school club. So you may have to supplement in order to really make sure that your child has that complete, well-rounded experience, and really work along with the school.
Agreed, 100%. So before we close out, I want us to talk about Trinity Christian Schools quickly. What are the top reasons to choose TCS?
The top reasons to choose Trinity Christian Schools is we definitely are a family style school. We like to think of ourselves as the small school with big heart. We operate as if we are a home school. So you're going to get that personalized individual approach to learning. Every child is known on campus. It's a team approach. And so the teachers know the children, they are supportive of all the children, and we have a close connection with our parents. So we're getting that family style atmosphere, as well as high quality learning. We have been operating for 30 years this year. This is our 30th anniversary. And we're very pleased to know that we've been helping to nurture lifelong achievers. So we're very proud of the children that we have produced.
I love that. I love that. And as we leave today's segment, as we wrap up, tell us quickly, how can parents or guardians contact you at Trinity Christian Schools?
You can find us online at trinityschoolsbahamas.com. That's our website. We also have an Instagram and Facebook presence, so check us out. We're really looking forward to celebrating our 30th anniversary and really just celebrate what Trinity Christian School is all about. Our theme this year is embracing change, enriching lives, and exceeding expectations together in Christ Jesus.
Okay. There you go. Very well said. Mrs. Gillian Thompson, principal of Trinity Christian Schools, here talking about the right fit, giving us wonderful advice on how to connect with your child, connect with the school, so that we can make sure we launch them in the right direction in the future. And if you think Trinity Christian Schools is the school for that, reach out to Mrs. Thompson. She'd love to talk to you. Thank you for joining us this morning, Mrs. Thompson, on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. You're watching Moms at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We're going to be back with more on Friday. We'll see you then.
Always a pleasure starting the week and ending the week with you. Go forth and be great. We'll see you on Friday morning.